One of the secret source for Alibaba's success is that we have a lot of women. 47% of our company are women. If you want to win in 21st century, empower others, making sure the other people better than you are, then you will be successful. So I find the women, they think about the others more than they think about themselves.
Your job is to set up the next generation. That's our job, whether you want to fucking admit it or not. It's your kids, it's your friends, it's whomever. You're supposed to live a certain way, do certain things to set up for the next generation to come and to be able to do better. If you don't, then you're not doing your part.
The spark in every single person that's going to change the world, they have this spark in them. And they are able to make you believe. They don't necessarily have to be the most energetic person. It's just magnetic in how they're delivering you that concept. If they don't have the business skills, they're open-minded and are converters to bring along the best business folk. Like Walt Disney wasn't the best business person, but his brother was. He was able to dream and inspire to and become magnetic to bring all the right components to the table for that thing to grow successfully. That's hard to do though. And those people don't come around very often. And it's the reason why those same people have their hands in a whole bunch of disruptive businesses. It took an Elon Musk to do all three of those because not many people have the ability to do that.
With me is just always finding what the anchor is. And the fucking anchor is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else and grounding my thought process in the no one will outwork me. No one.
2 little mice fell in a bucket of cream. The first mouse quickly gave up and drowned. The second mouse wouldn't quit. He struggled so hard that eventually he churned that cream into butter and crawled out. Gentlemen, as of this moment, I am that second mouse.
You can't control the environment you're in. You know, when you have a really, really bad day, you can't control the other driver that cut you off. You can't control whoever was mean to you. You can't control the fact that you missed the elevator. You can't control any of those things. You can only control yourself and figure out what's in your control and stop blaming the environment.
Sleep. This is a big one for so many people. Number one is where you consolidate short to long-term memory. Everyone who pulled an all-nighter back in university, that hurt you because you need that sleep. Number two, it's where you clean out the plaque that could lead to brain aging challenges. And that's what the latest research is saying in terms of leading to dementia and such. And then the third reason is because when you dream, you don't know how many amazing ideas and invention, literature, works of art came in dream states. Like, did you know, like I mentioned Mary Shelley, here in London, Frankenstein came to her in a dream. Paul McCartney came up with Yesterday in his dream. Like a chemist came up with the periodic table in his dream. Elias Howe created the sewing machine in his dream, right? Like, what are you dreaming about late at night? Because when you are working all day and you're learning all day, your brain doesn't shut off at night. At night, it's more active.
I think as human beings, everybody has a natural gift and a natural passion, but then you go outside and you get influenced and you feel pressure from what's going on outside. And so, I read one time, like, would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world? And that was powerful for me.
Some years ago, you wrote yourself a check.
I wrote a check out to myself for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I put it in my wallet and I carried it that many years. And what happened was, basically, a few months ago, we did the deal for the mask for $10 million.
$10 million payment for doing the mask.
Right. So it's very surreal for me. It's strange. And I used to go up to Mulholland Drive every night, sit on the side of the road, look out at the lights, and go, I'm a popular actor. Every director wants to work with me. And I used to open my arms and imagine, things that I wanted to come in my way and stuff. And what I would do, it was a way of dealing with being completely out of work. I would stay up there until I actually believed that I had all these things. And then I would drive down the mountain feeling like the biggest star in Hollywood.
I'm making money until you're making money when you're not working. I didn't make no money when I didn't do a show. You see what I'm saying? I had to work to get the money every time. When I'm not in the show, and the show is still, they're going, how you keep yourself off your own show? Oh, I don't understand that. Right. I'm like, cause this motherfucker on automatic pilot.
You tried to get into 3 colleges. Each time they rejected you.
You know, for 3 years I tried to fill in the universities. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. I went for a police, they said, no, you're not good. I went to even the KFC. When KFC came to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy. And we went for police. 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that I received it. So to me, being turned down, rejected. Oh, by the way, I told you that I applied for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. I know I'll be rejected. I just don't want to say that.
Yeah, sorry now.
And then I told myself someday I should go teach there, baby.
I think that can be arranged.
You don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in this next 10 minutes. Yeah. And you do that every single day. And soon you have a wall. And soon you have a wall. You don't try to...
So I'll give you a great story. He said, well, this guy was failing out of high school, but he promised his mother he would take a test called the SAT. Well, this guy takes it. He's bombing. He's failing out of school. He doesn't expect anything. Well, he gets a 1480 out of 1600. He gets the score, and his mother says, did you cheat? And he says, I swear to God, I tried to cheat, but the way the numbers were and the scantrons and the bubbles, you couldn't cheat. Because he realizes he's smart, and he's going into his senior year, he says, I'm going to go to class. Now he starts to go to class. He doesn't hang out with who he did when he didn't go to class. He graduates, goes to a community college, and becomes this massively successful magazine entrepreneur. So I said, okay, well, the guy was always smart. He just needed a standardized test to unlock it. My dad said, no, that's not the story. This is what I want you to understand. He said, 12 years after all this guy's success, he gets a letter in the mail from Princeton, New Jersey. He opens it. Turns out the SAT board, the year he took the test, he was one of 13 people sent the wrong SAT score. His actual score was a 740 out of 1600. And he said, people think my whole life changed when I got the 1480. But what happened? My whole life changed when I started acting like a 1480.
When I do stuff that really scares me, good things happen. You know, I always feel like good stuff happens like really fast or really terrified. Always, you know, it's yeah.
But I think that's for most of us. I think most of us, if you push yourself past a comfort level and a comfort zone, you find out things about yourself that you wouldn't have found out.
100%.
Yeah.
I spoke to a gentleman recently. He said after he had gone through my seminar, he heard me say, write down 101 goals. Well, he was about 24. He was struggling. He was poor. He had a used car, no money, unmarried. He wrote down 101 goals. Now, 12 years later, I'm coming back to the same city, Atlanta, Georgia. And so he came to my seminar, and he said, I have to talk to you. He said, because 2 weeks ago, I was going through my papers, and I found that notebook. And he took it out, and he said, I wonder how I did. And so he began looking, and he took out a pen, and he began ticking off the 101 goals. One of my goals was to marry a beautiful woman, which I did. To have children, which I did. To start my own business, which I did. He started to shake. He said, Brian, I had achieved all 101 goals in 12 years. And it was overwhelming to him. He could not believe it because I had told him, if you write them down, it's like programming them into your subconscious mind, where they then begin to work 24 hours a day while you're doing other things.